Backrooms came out this weekend, and I did not go and see it. I'm gonna try to watch it sometime over the coming week. But Lane, you did go and watch it, didn't you?
I did, and in fact, Ricky, it was one of the craziest theater experiences I've had. Not for what you're thinking. I know we talked about last week or 2 weeks ago that we saw Obsession, and that theater experience for me was so rowdy, and it was good, right? We've talked before about a horror movie is like, if you're gonna have a rowdy crowd, that's the time. And in this case with Obsession, it was like a young crowd, you know, that's a movie that like has lots of like yelping and laughing and like funny moments and stuff. So it worked, right? Was that your experience with Obsession too?
Yeah, there were a few moments of like, I think it was like nervous laughter, where like some of like the genuinely unsettling parts that like people were sort of like laughing at, and I was like, ooh, this is like bad. Like, some of them I'm like, I get it, like, and like obviously they're playing up what's on screen. I'm like, okay, I totally get laughing at this. But some stuff I'm like, really, guys? Well, and like I assume it's just like uncomfortable laughter.
I think that that's like a Gen Z thing, like, or like even Gen Alpha is like the laughing and like commentating during like anything that makes you uncomfortable, because I've seen it in movies that are like sexual, not necessarily horror movies, but like like the Nicole Kidman, whatever, like Mommy Dom movie that came out like 2 years ago, Baby Girl. I don't know if you saw that or heard anything about it, but basically she plays like she's like a corporate boss who like gets a whatever. She's not the dom in it, whatever, but like there's like a BDSM relationship.
Let women be doms.
Right, whatever.
Welcome to Pride Month, everybody.
Happy Pride. And in that movie, there was like a group of kids, like maybe 3 or 4 rows behind us, and it was like, you know, they were probably like 20. And every time there was a sexual scene, didn't matter if it was like legitimately funny or like awkward or actually just like 2 people kissing or, you know, whatever, like having like an intense erotic gaze. These kids were like, yo, what? Like losing it. It was obnoxious. And so now every time I see a movie that has like anything like that, it's like I have to go to the art theater that's like going to be a little bit less obnoxious, full of kids, instead of going to AMC. But I think it's just that they can't process, like, they don't know how to react to something that makes them uncomfortable, and so they just like have to like play it off as a joke. And I think you see that with horror too, like more than a normal nervous laughter. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. I mean, a huge part of like, you asked before you asked off mic if I had any discourse, and like I mentioned theater etiquette. Yeah. Part of that is someone specifically mentioned that like, and I think they were kind of getting at the point you're making here, just that like, people become so used to like having their phones to like regulate their nervous system that like if they become uncomfortable, they just like pull out their phone. Yeah. And that's like a big complaint I've seen. And like that sucks in a horror movie, you know, it's like really dark. You don't want to see like a bright light. Yeah.
Turn off the flash, you fucking moron.
Not thankfully, I guess, but like my showing of Obsession, every fucking seat was booked except for like the very front,
where I would have been.
Which I know you're a little freak and you like to sit there. Yeah. Fucking insane. But like, so I didn't have to deal with any of that. Like seeing anyone's like phone in front of me. That's good. Like that, which was super nice.
Oh, you sat in the very front row. Yeah. That's crazy for that movie too.
Yes.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah. Luckily, so like the seats went all the way back, which was like really nice. And last time I was at Zach and Tori's, they'd bought like the big thing of like white cheddar popcorn because I love white cheddar popcorn. I thought I ate like half the bag. When I came back, we were like getting snacks for like the movies, right? We just grabbed stuff around the house, and they still had the bag left. There was like under a quarter of like the big fucking family size bag was left. I was like, damn, you guys like eat some of this still? You guys like these? And they're like, nope, that's the same one for when you were here. And I was like, oh, okay, I have a problem.
Yeah, a little bit, bro. Just like we did the bit with the Sesevenin dogs going up by 5 every time. Every time you're like, do you remember how many bags of popcorn we ate when we watched Heat? Or whatever it was that we watched that night. And it's like, every time you're like, it was 6 bags of popcorn. I'm like, Ricky, I didn't even own 6 bags.
To be fair, It was bare minimum 5
it was
packs
not
of popcorn,
5.
which is like ridiculous by itself.
It was not 5.
Yes.
It was maybe 2.
Because
there's no way that I let you get up.
It was not 2.
I would not have let you get up that many times in a movie. I would have been pissed off. No, I would. That did not. It was not more than 2.
No.
Oh my god.
Because I distinctly remember because it was a salty popcorn, and then
was it The Departed?
Like,
what did we watch?
Finish those. I don't remember. I remember the popcorn vividly though, because then I was like, "Damn, I could go for something sweet." And you're like, "Oh, I've got kettle corn." I was like, "That's perfect." and after the kettle corn, I was like, "Damn, I could go for something salty." And this pattern repeated at least twice.
You're so full of shit. This did not happen. I would not let you do that.
There was at least 5.
That's not what happened.
Maybe not 5. At least 4. At least maybe 3. But bare minimum I'm willing to go to is 3. Okay, that's where I'm drawing the line here.
Oh my god.
At least 3.
Anyway, so at Obsession, you had a rowdy crowd packed shoulder to shoulder too.
Yeah.
Well, with Backrooms, I was like, okay, Backrooms is also going to be the same crowd. And when we booked tickets, I'm in my scooter right now because I just had another surgery. So I was like, oh, I'll be in the handicap row. So I couldn't book in the stadium seating. So I went with my friends Charlie and Pat, shout out to those two, and then a couple other folks from like the local film club. And
shout out a couple other folks from the local film club.
And so we're in the handicap aisle, and like we're seeing, like, Obsession was mostly like older teens and whatever, like under, whatever, youngins. This, with Backrooms, there were so many families taking their kids to see this. I saw, not kidding you, the whole time. So I'm in the handicap row, and that's the one that's like, there's the metal bar behind you, and then there's like a walkway, and then the rest of the seats go, like, and there's another metal bar. So that's like where you go to like get in and out of the theater. And I saw so many kids who could not have been 4 feet tall, like running back and forth. Like, I'm like, you are 8. Like, why are you in the theater with, but the thing is, not only like was, when we first got there, really packed, really like could tell it was going to be rowdy. But then like not even 5 minutes into the actual movie, they had, part of this, the theater was the most busy I have ever seen it. There was a line out the door, which it's a huge theater. So that was crazy in and of itself, like to get tickets. Yeah. But then they were checking IDs because Backrooms is an R-rated movie. And I think
they checked our IDs too. Like, what the fuck, guys? Come on.
But also, sidebar, when the guy checked or didn't check my ID, like, because I bought my ticket online, he's like, "Oh, you're good." And I was like, "Oh, what? You think I look old?" And he's like, "You look seasoned." I was on the scooter, dude. So like, I get it, but also it was so funny. I was like, "Damn, scarier than the movie."
3 of us. Dude, 3 30-year-olds buying tickets. I'm like, all right, like, no way we get card. And I asked beforehand. I was like, oh, should I bring my? I was like, should I bring anything? Should I bring my wallet, like card or anything? And they're like, no, like, why would you need it? And I was like, all right, that makes sense. I don't know.
Did they not let you in? Or I guess because you were like
they did
an accompanied minor.
I think Zach found. Yeah, Zach found his ID. He was the only one that had it, of me, Zach, and Tori.
Thank God he can take you into the into the movie.
Yeah. He could escort the two of us. Yeah. I was like, dude, what the fuck, man?
But anyway, so like, there's security checking everybody's IDs, and like I've seen these cops at the AMC before, where it's like they're walking around, they're like making sure the kids aren't getting too crazy after 7 p.m. or whatever. But so not even 5 minutes into the theater or into the movie in the theater, these 2 like security guards come in and just silently walk up the stairs to the very back, and we hear, because you can hear a pin drop because everyone knows, like, oh shit, the teacher's here. And, you hear, I need you guys to come with me. And a full, like, it must have been 2 rows of, like, teenagers all walked out. It was like a whole kindergarten class. I don't know if it was because they were rowdy or what, but, like, it was nuts. And then you didn't, like, there was no reaction to anything in the rest of the movie. I think I was probably the loudest person in the theater after that, just like gasping at jump scares and stuff. It was so quiet. Yeah. They were like on edge. They were like, oh my God, the cops are here. Like, we cannot make a sound.
The cops escorted them to the back rooms. We cannot let that happen to us.
It was nuts. I've never seen them. I don't think I've ever seen anyone get escorted out of a theater before, much less 2 full rows of kids. It was nuts. It was really nuts. But
wow. I was assuming those guys were just there to observe and report, you know?
Shout out, observe and report.
2014?
Past episode 22, no, earlier, 2008? Hold, please. 2011 is my final guess. And that's my guess, I'm sticking to it. 2009.
Damn!
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Should we do Jesse July again this year? I think we're out of movies. I literally think we don't. I'm out of movies.
You're out of movies, I
do
think.
Yeah. I haven't looked at his filmography.
I'm out of touch, alright? You're out of touch.
I haven't seen the Breaking Bad movie. I gave up on Jungle Cruise. He's in a spy movie about the Cold War. We'll be seeing 2 of his movies later this year. I don't think we don't need to do. Anyway, this is We Want to Watch.
Okay.
My name's Lane. I'm here with my co-host Ricky. This is a podcast about movies that we want to watch. When you see Backrooms, you have to Backshots. Fuck, I keep forgetting I need to call it Backshots.
That's not my name.
Is it funny? I think it's funny. I think calling it Backshots is funny.
It's a little funny. I saw another one because I've been sending you some of the Backshots memes I've been seeing. I saw one that was a
That's so horrible.
I thought it was a Star Wars one. I have to look for it again.
Please do.
Because I didn't send it right away and I might have lost it.
I do. I want to see. Yeah. So, this is Pride Month.
Do I look like I'm negotiating?
We're doing a series of 8 movies with LGBT themes for Pride Month. And this week we did a double feature of Cabaret from 1972, directed by Bob Fosse, and Beau Travail from 1999, directed by Claire Denis. So, last week we did chronological. So, do we want to start with Cabaret this time and kind of go back and forth a little bit?
Yeah, I did want to start with Cabaret this time. Either way.
Oh yeah? Oh, do you have a why? That's weird for you to have an opinion on anything for this podcast. So
I know it is crazy, isn't
why?
it? I mean, just in general, it's weird for me to have an opinion.
Bad thing to
I liked Cabaret more.
Whoa. First off, terrible thing, like characteristic to have no opinion when you're a host of a podcast. That's not great. But you liked Cabaret more.
That doesn't mean I can't bullshit. I like bullshit.
That's true.
I just really have no opinion.
The other important thing about having a podcast is bullshitting. Wow.
The thing is, I never have any skin in the game, right? I'm just bullshitting for the love of it, you know?
Well, I am very curious. I thought for sure that Beau Travail was when I sat down and watched it this time.
Like the Ricky Coded
because I'd seen it before. I had not seen Cabaret before. And I was like, oh, I forgot how much Ricky's going to like this movie. Like, there's a lot of shit in this that I think Ricky's going to really like. But I'm shocked. I liked Cabaret as well. I don't know which one I would say I liked more, but I'm surprised. So tell me about your experience with Cabaret.
So, I've had a little bit longer to sit with Cabaret.
Sure.
I'll say. But B, I don't know. I just it was a good hang.
That's crazy to say about that movie.
I don't know.
Did you watch the right movie, Cabaret from Bob Fosse? Did you watch the right Cabaret with Liza Minnelli?
Can look it up. The one that has the Nazis in the background.
Okay, yeah,
constantly?
you watched so just to put that on the record for Pride Month, you like this movie because it's a good hang, the one with the Nazis in it? The one that ends with the fucking impending World War II? That's what you like? Yeah? Ricky's like, I really like to see myself represented on screen. What the fuck?
Yeah, I'm watching it. I'm like, tomorrow does belong to me. Yeah.
Immediately off the rails.
No,
unlistenable.
No, I don't know. Something about it. I can't. I'm kind of surprised that. I don't know. I'm surprised that this movie isn't one that you would say that I would hang with.
Well,
you know?
I hadn't seen Cabaret, so I
oh, okay. Yeah.
So
yeah. I mean, but even after watching it,
I don't think it's not a you movie. I think this movie, like Moulin Rouge, I think is the direct comparison of movies we've seen before of like big musical. It's kind of all over the place, crazy, over the top, but like I do, I guess there's not elements in this movie that I think I would have thought you liked. I really thought Beau Travail being slow and quiet and kind of meditative at points. I figured that would tap into your News from Home, Jean Dielman, whatever,
I get that.
synapses.
Yeah.
But I'm tapping on my head to illustrate brain stuff.
Yeah, the hemisphere.
Yeah, but I'm not surprised that you like. I liked Cabaret a lot too, but I'm surprised you like so definitively liked it more.
We can talk more about Beau Travail. It reminds me of there many points in the film. I said to myself, oh, this is like Werner Herzog, and I don't know Werner Herzog as like a director.
That's
right?
Fuck. Okay, Emergency.
I mean, we saw Fitzcarraldo,
yeah,
right? But like I don't know him outside of that really.
Emergency Grizzly Man episode.
I kept saying it.
Yeah, we'll do.
Yeah,
that.
yeah. Well, I kept saying it to myself as like a joke almost, but like I was like don't get me wrong, I did enjoy the movie, but like,
is it
Cabaret was like fun?
That's nuts. Maybe it's because I mean,
also very emotionally upheaval, but anyway, yeah.
I think I knew. Maybe it's because I knew that Cabaret was like not a happy musical, like not supposed to be happy. Maybe that kind of tainted and gave me that sense of foreboding that kept it from being like, this is a lot of fun, because there are fun sequences and like there is like fun stuff in it. But I think because I knew where it was going, like maybe that changed my view from the beginning. Cause like, again, I think it's like a rapturous movie, like, or enrapturing, super engaging, right? Like very, very interesting and like fun to watch, I guess, but I'm not having fun watching it, if that makes sense.
Interesting. Well, I mean, I think it's engaging. I think it's fun to watch. And I had fun watching. I don't know. So like,
Ricky's like, yes, life is a fucking cabaret, and I am going to dance until fascism takes over, and it's fine.
Well, we'll let them get rid of the communists, then we'll deal with them, right?
Jesus Christ. During Pride Month.
No, but during Pride Month. No, like, I don't know. It felt super real. But let's talk about the musical aspect of it, because I get that it is a musical, but it didn't feel like...
It's not sung through. It's not like they're like in the apartment singing to each other. It all takes place in the cabaret.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's not like they don't do like the Umbrellas of Cherbourg style where it's like, sing.
I would have texted you, hey, we're not doing Cabaret. If this movie was anything like Umbrellas of Cherbourg, I'd be like, nope, sorry, we're gonna pick something else.
But I mean, which I really liked. I mean, I think I don't know. I immediately like the main actor here too a lot, right? And like I love the like sort of duality between the main guy and the gal.
Oh, sure.
And they're like sort of back and forth. I don't know. They just have such like an interesting like
dynamic. Yeah.
Weird relationship. Yeah, and it's like, okay, like we talked a lot on the Margaret episode about how like, oh, this movie is just like people cannot understand each other and like they will not be able to understand each other. And like I think this movie does that a lot too. And
interesting.
It's not even more subtle about. I was going to say it's more subtle about it, but like I think Margaret has like 7 or 8 scenes where they beat you over the head with like you will not understand others.
Well, that movie's also twice as long.
They're like, maybe understanding is real.
Yeah.
But this movie has just like a few. I'd say there's like 4 or 5 distinct scenes where it's like, hey, like communication is tough.
Interesting.
Like,
wow.
And like that can lead to like some really difficult points. That can lead to like difficulties in life. And then like you get to see like when they actually start to communicate and how that actually like works out and versus not, right?
Just gut reaction, rate this movie out of 5.
Cabaret? 4.
4 out of 5.
Strong 4. Solid 4.
It's so crazy. I feel like I would agree with you. I'm somewhere between like a 4 and a 4.5. I think it's so crazy. I think this is maybe one of the first movies, or maybe we just are stupid and never unlock this, like when we're talking. I feel like we came away from this movie or watched like 2 completely different movies. I was not locked into the characters or their psychology basically at all. Like their relationships with each other was not what I took away from. But part of, so I mean, like maybe this is obvious or maybe not, but like I programmed these 2 movies together, not just because they both deal with like longing and like repressed, like closeted kind of like longing for the same sex, but also because they take place in like historical kind of colonial or, fascistic time. Like because the political kind of landscape of both movies is influential or like speaks to the specific, whatever, psychology of the characters, if you want to go that route. Like the setting is as important if not more important than, like, it lends a lot more to, you know, than if this
Yes.
like story just happened in whatever New York City, in 2010. So,
or even modern
Right.
day, like Berlin,
Right.
you know, what happened.
Right.
Yeah, or Djibouti.
yeah. So like the historical kind of backdrop I felt was the thing linking these two, or one of the things linking them. And so because I went into Cabaret with that,
Yeah.
I guess I was thinking of things so much more as like, they're barreling toward this like fascism that they don't even, they're like completely like sticking their heads in the sand about. And I kind of had no empathy for any of these characters, really. I actually like, I was like, I
Really?
mean, not no empathy, but I was a little bit like, these are unsympathetic characters. The most of them. Yeah. To varying degrees.
So, part of the communication thing I was talking about
Yeah.
is the main guy, right? All throughout the
Brian.
film, he's very disparaging towards Nazis,
Sure.
right? And like he's very
He's the one who fights them.
forthwith about that.
Yeah.
He's like,
Yeah.
and he gets the shit beat out of him.
Yeah.
Yeah, like he's very much so like, all right, well, like, and when he talks to people, they're very like, oh, well, you know,
Yeah, you
like,
gotta let them do their
they'll deal with-
thing.
they'll deal
Yeah,
with
they're
the others,
bullies.
and then we
Yeah.
can step in. Yeah, then us, the real patriotic Germans will put an end to their hatred. And it's
Yeah.
like obviously we know that doesn't
Yeah.
happen, right? And obviously, I mean, this movie does not end on a happy
Right.
note, right? But like specifically, I'm thinking of the point near the end where he's talking to his landlord.
Yeah.
And he's like, dude, like, what the fuck are you talking about? And the guy's like, oh, like they've got this huge international conglomerate.
Yeah.
And it's just filled with
The bankers, yeah.
they're taking over.
Yeah, and communists.
And they're also the
Yeah.
communists.
Yeah.
yeah. If they don't get you one way, they get you the other. The guy's like, oh yeah, you're also a part of a huge underground conspiracy of being a fucking ass. And like,
True.
and then he goes
What
to
if he
this
said
room, and
that?
like everyone outside.
What if he said that in the movie?
He pretty much did.
Yeah.
But then, like, everyone in the room was just like, all right, like, they like, just don't acknowledge
Yeah.
it, right? Like, they're like...
Yeah, they just kind of like raise their
Kinda
eyebrows,
tough.
like, all right, dude, what do you say? This guy.
Yeah, and then immediately he's like, dude, like, to his friend, he's like, you gotta tell the girl you're also Jewish, you know?
Yeah.
Like, and it's like, I mean, the rich woman...
Yeah,
the
Fraulein,
student.
what's her name? I can't remember. Landauer?
I don't
Landauer?
Landauer, yeah. Like, even she knows, like, she's like, oh, like, this is a
Yeah,
bad
this is
time
not
in
cool.
Germany to be
Yeah.
a Jew. Yeah. She was like, like, this is looking a little tough. So, I mean, I don't know how much they're sort of burying their heads in the sand as much as maybe not.
I guess
don't know.
not
Like,
every character is literally burying their head in the sand, but it's hard not to think of Sally and Brian and Max and, you know, the a couple of other like peripheral characters, like, but definitely the main three. I mean, Max is like literally a Nazi. He's like, you know, actually one, but
yeah. Well, I mean, that's why he runs away,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. But I mean, Sally, I think, is just too self-absorbed,
Right.
And I mean, a large part of the reason why she had that abortion is because, like, she couldn't communicate, like, well enough, or, well, not even, maybe not that she couldn't communicate with Brian, but, like, that they could not communicate how they were feeling about, like, having a baby accurately to each other, right?
I don't think that's what it, I mean, I
like,
feel like she gets so
no?
turned, it's in that scene where they're having their picnic outside and that's where she's like, oh, you know, what are we going to do? Like hanging diapers, whatever. You're going to love me when I'm fat. She says something, whatever, pithy. And like, he is like totally zoned out. And she just makes the decision then. I don't think that it's, I don't know if it's because she can't communicate. I feel like she's like, oh, that's when she realizes like, oh, this won't be the kind of fun I want anymore. Her mind is made up. You know what I mean? She'd rather,
I think, well, I mean, at least to me, I think she saw that, like, disinterest as, like, a disconnect, right? And then she was like, oh, so, like, I'm gonna have to be, like, the housewife. I'm gonna be doing this stuff, and he's going to pretty much live his, like, essentially live his life, you know, how he lives it, right? Like, what does this do, what does this do to him? Like, the baby is going to essentially ruin the way that I want to live. What does this do to him?
Yeah, he can still fuck off, and...
he's not giving up anything. And, like, I mean, at least to me, that's how I read that, was her going, like, oh, okay, like, this guy, like, he's not, like, on the same level I am with this, especially because, like, that's when she, like, starts going kind of ham on it. Like, she's really laying it on. She's like, oh, like, we'll have a baby, and it solves all our problems, yada, yada, and we can be together. And, like, and he's just like, like 2 minutes later, he finally zones back in. He's like, yeah, that sounds fun, I guess.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know. I mean, I think that he maybe was like it, and especially his reaction after he like realizes she had an abortion. Like, I feel like he maybe was ready to commit more so than she thought he was, but like unable to express that in a way that would, like, I don't know, sort of make sense.
I think it's not so much that he wasn't committed. I think it's more that she realized, like, party's over.
That life is
right. Like, I think it's also that she realizes that she likes fucking around with him and doesn't really mind him sleeping around either necessarily, while she's afforded the same luxuries. But like when she's basically plucked out of, the show business and like she's giving up all of her dreams, then it becomes a little less like palatable, right?
Yeah, when she's a mother hen, it's, you can't.
So
can't be letting the rooster.
Oh my god, go ahead.
Let the rooster's cock crow in another house.
Yeah,
there you
crowing.
Go.
We got like 4 different birds in there. You got to crack a few eggs if you want an omelet, right? But I guess just like at the end, right? They kind of like they make up, they shake hands, they part ways. He goes off to England and she stays, and then she sings the song, the title song, right? Cabaret. That to me is like, people talk about like that a movie should be. I mean, some people say that a movie should be like a character changes over the course of a movie, right? Or that like your arc is the important part of a movie.
Yeah, some development or something. Yeah,
I think the important thing here is that Sally does not change, or if anything, she's just doubling down, right? That she's like, nope, okay, I really don't want to deal.
Back to the cabaret.
Yeah,
this is my life.
Yeah. And who cares? I'm just gonna, like fucking flirt and drink my life away, and it's okay. To the willful ignorance of, what's going on outside. She's literally playing to Nazis at the end, right?
Yeah.
Like that's what the reveal is. She doesn't care who it comes from as long as she's getting this like adoration or like this like, starry kind of like approach to, what her career is going to be, as long as it comes from someone.
Yeah. I do think it's character growth. It's just maybe not positive character growth.
No.
Right?
She
But yeah. Because, like, she does struggle in the movie with, like, there's one scene she's like, like another lover, like, will they stay? Like, that sort of stuff, right? And she plays around with that. And I think it's like, coming to terms with, like, all right, you know what? That's actually not what I want, right?
Yeah.
Like, I shouldn't be, like, yearning for this or whatever. Like, I know what I want. And, even as far as, like, the political stance goes, like, people say, like, if you don't do politics, politics does you. And I think a lot of people have sort of been figuring that out recently who don't do politics, in quotes, right? It's like, that's a tough lesson, but that's how some people live, right?
Yeah.
Like, that's just like, I don't know. I mean, I think that's a negative character trait, but I think it is what that she's grown into, And
well, that's what I mean. She's doubled down into it, right? She starts with the Meine Herr song where she's like, oh, you don't, I'm a free spirit, basically. Like, she's like, that song is her, like, introduction to us, and she's, like, breaking up, right, in that song, or, like, she's affirming that she's a free spirit, and then at the end, she does the same. So she goes through this, like, dalliance of, like, maybe settling down, and, she willfully turns a blind eye to, like, the things happening right in front of her, right outside the cabaret, and instead of, doing anything, she looks away.
But, but like on multiple levels too. Like we talked about how like she's fine with looking away, like with at his indiscretions, like if they were to be married. It's like okay, and like she's also fine with like those who tip her at the cabaret.
As long as they're
if they
tipping,
have indiscretions with massacring huge swaths of people. It's like fine as long as I'm getting my francs.
My bag.
What was it?
Yeah, ducats.
Yeah, whatever their currency was at the time, which they
marks.
I think something. Yeah. Which, I don't know. I mean. I think it's interesting.
I do too. I don't think it's not interesting. I do too. I don't find the psychology to be. The movie is like amazing to watch, and like the rhythms, the dancing, the music, like the sets, everything is like fascinating. But I'm not like, the psychology of these characters is not what makes this movie good to me, in my opinion. Not that it's like not interesting, but just to me, for me, Ricky, for me, it's just for me.
For me. But then also in the dance scenes, like cutting, like juxtaposing,
with the
them,
violence,
or like interspersing them,
crazy, nasty work.
It's crazy. And then like, and later, not like with like violence, but like even just with what was it? there's a scene of her like coming home afterwards, like after she had the abortion, and then like they're dispersing that, and like every bounce of like the kid's ball on the stairs, like I don't know, it's just like really cool, fun. I mean, like you said, it's a very engaging movie. You know, like I feel like it's it had its claws in me for like multiple reasons. And like this movie felt like in some ways the more interesting look at the like throuple dynamic than like Amazing Mr. Ripley.
Talented Mr. Ripley. Also,
talented Mr. Ripley.
Another crazy thing. I would name 10 movies that we've seen and compare them to Cabaret before I came to Ripley. I would name 20, I think.
Interesting.
That's nuts. like I just don't think, just because they have a but they don't have a throuple in Ripley.
No,
it's
right.
like jealousy and, class issues.
I mean,
which happens here, but
there's also jealousy and glass shoes. Yeah,
but it's different. I don't know. If anything,
it's different. I think it's.
If anything, I would compare Ripley to Beau Travail before I compared it to this. But but that's another. We'll get there. We'll get there.
Yeah.
Beach.
Yeah. Okay.
Riviera. But no. Cabaret is directed by Bob Fosse, so he was a huge choreographer. If you remember in The Birdcage, this is crazy. I'm trying to walk there with you.
Yeah.
Do you remember when Robin Williams is telling the one guy on stage, he's giving him direction about what his motivation is, and he goes crazy and he starts doing all these dances and he's naming different names. He's like, Madonna. Do you know what scene I'm talking about? Okay.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
He mentions Bob Fosse in that. And he does crazy hand stuff I'll send you the clip. But Bob Fosse known for that, known for a very specific style. I'm not doing this justice, but a very specific style of dance choreography. He was a big time Broadway guy, whatever, and directed a handful of movies. This is only the second movie of his I've seen. I watched his other movie. I don't know if we'll watch it for this show one day, but All That Jazz is another movie that he had directed. It's a semi-autobiographical thing about how he's a scumbag, basically. Starring Roy Scheider, who is, the police chief from Jaws, and Chief Brody. Amazing movie. I watched this movie the night that I first went to Dallas when I first got my job. And I was like, it ends on it's a lot like Cabaret because it ends on kind of a bummer note, and it just set the tone for that week when I first went down for the first day of my job.
Oh.
And
you're just letting this guy ruin weeks.
I know.
I
know. And so so All That Jazz holds a special place in my heart, and I haven't revisited it since, but I really want to. I don't know if we'll do it for the show or not, but I'm thinking since I'm quitting my job, I'm thinking of watching it again just to bookend this time at my job.
I'm thinking of watching things.
Hey, Jesse July, bro, it's coming. You're solidifying it.
Watch yourself.
Hey,
watch yourself.
Ooh, watch yourself. Would that be a good Twitch thing for us to do? Okay, you get 30 seconds to talk about movies. You pay us $5 to come. We'll let you in the stream. Watch yourself hour?
No,
that's a bad idea.
That's just when we send people a mirror in the mail.
But the mirror has an engraving of our logo on it or something. I'm thinking, how can we monetize this? I just said I'm quitting my job. I need to find new income streams.
Yeah. Oh, you're right. Yeah.
But no. So watching that movie as well, first, and knowing that Fosse's kind of this tragic guy who has a dark, kind of gritty look at things, really makes this movie Cabaret a little bit less glam and fun, from the beginning for me.
No, yeah, I get that. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
The music. I mean, we talked about the musical sequences, but what did you think of the songs? Had you heard any of them before, or were you familiar with any of it?
No, I don't believe so.
Yeah.
I don't think I've heard any of them before.
Yeah.
TBH. Looking through them. No,
that's fair.
No.
Yeah. I've heard a few of them before, but the one. Fuck, what's the really racist one? With the gorilla costume. I can't remember what the name of it was.
Oh, If You Could See Her?
Yeah, If You Could See Her. That I had seen the clip of before, and so I knew what was coming.
That was crazy, bro.
It's so upsetting.
What the
Like the way he delivers it too, where he like Joel Grey, who we should talk about. We should also talk about Liza Minnelli, but the MC character, like the way that he is so menacing and like he's like I don't even know, like a trickster god, like trying to like jump around the screen and like, but the way he delivers that in a whisper is so much scarier than like any other like it's the scariest possible delivery of that line. It's horrible.
Yeah, he's very trickster god-esque. Yeah. Especially, doesn't he get so like in the beginning of the film? Aren't they kind of like making fun of the Nazis, and then he gets the shit beat out of him?
He doesn't.
Am I misremembering?
He doesn't. But they do kick a Nazi out.
Is it someone else?
Yeah, someone else. I think the person who kicks them out then gets jumped later on. So, but they do make fun.
Okay. I remember seeing someone get jumped, and it was like, again, like interspersed with the dance scenes, and it was just like tough to tell
that's another
who it was, but I was like, okay.
That's another thing about this movie, and I think Fosse's like editing style is that there's so much like, it's almost like subliminal like editing where there's like just like quick flashes of stuff and you're like, did I really see, like, what am I seeing juxtaposed with like this like big showy dance number is really, that's like upsetting in a different way too. It makes everything feel gross. Yeah.
I enjoy that.
Me too.
Because it forces, at least me, it forces me to be like locked in. Because like you have to be ready. Like if something's like happening on screen, like, you have to be ready to see it always. And it makes those scenes of like normal life feel so much like they just feel more impactful. You know, like seeing the one dude chase after the rich fry.
Fritz. Is that his name? Or his name is Fritz Wendell. Yeah.
Yeah. Seeing him chase after Miss Landauer. I don't know. It makes it that much more charming to me, and like knowing that like they know like the danger, or at least they have some awareness of like oh, like it's dangerous here, but like, and he's like you know what, like I like even when he's talking to our main guy, and he's like, you know, like I lied, I said I wasn't a Jew because like I wanted to be a part of the parties and the yada yada, and it's like oh, okay, like shit, that makes sense, but it's like, Are you willing to like be a social outcast for the one you love? Yeah. And he says, yeah, I am willing to do that. It's like, oh, that's cute. It's like, I mean, not that it's again, like, not that the end of the story is like hopeful for them. It's very scary for them, you know?
Yeah.
But
no, I don't disagree. Like they, you know, he is maybe the bravest or like the only character who does something of that, like, I am doing something to stand up for anything, like in the, you know what I mean? Like he's the one who takes the most of a stand. And so, I feel you there. But it just fucking doesn't matter. Unfortunately, like the end of this movie is so dark. Like it's upsetting.
How could it not be? I
mean,
I don't know. Like,
no, I don't, I'm not, I mean, that's not me saying, you know what would make this movie a perfect 5 stars is if the Nazis didn't invade, didn't take over.
Like they like retcon it. Like I'm gonna keep making the jokes about epilogues, but like they do like the epilogue thing, and they're like, "This
is your epilogue series."
No, I'm not. Yeah. I'm not gonna make a joke about that because it would be maybe in bad taste. But
let's talk about the ending since you brought it up. The mirroring of the opening song, which the opening song is like, oh, let's come on in. It's fun in here. Like, it's cool, you know? And then this ending of like discordant, scary sounds with this mirror that like is a funhouse mirror. And he doesn't finish the line when he's saying goodbye is like, woo, that's like even just like, oh, we're cut short, you know, like all of these people, like all of everybody in the main cast basically probably got like swept up in this, you know. No one was safe except maybe Brian for leaving.
Oh yeah. I mean, I think like the direct impacts almost everyone. Yeah. And like even the people who left, I'm sure like afterwards, you know. Like Max is getting called back from fucking Argentina, you know, like 20 years later for trials, right? Like it's bad taste.
No.
Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, it's the end of the movie is very sobering. I think that's it's like the shake awake, right? It's like, oh, okay, like yes, like this has been boiling like in the background the entire time, and then like when it has all the scenes and like everyone in the front row, it's like all Nazis, like you're just performing to Nazis, and it's like, oh, okay, like you wake up one day and like that's it, it's, like fascism has taken over, it's over, it's like oh, huh, and then I mean, what do you do there, right? I mean, we have Sally's answer, right?
Yeah.
Because
whatever.
But if the money's good.
Yeah.
But...
Yeah. What did you think of Sally and that actress? Also, do you know who Liza Minnelli is?
Not really. I've heard the name before, but like, really, not... she looks familiar too. But like, I don't know. I wouldn't be able to tell you what else she looks.
She's more of like a pop culture icon than someone that I think has like a really prolific like single character or like thing that she is known for. I think this is the thing she's like most known for, probably. But she is Judy Garland's daughter. So that might be why you think she looks so familiar. Which is really crazy in her casting in this movie as like, I'm just a rando who can't, like break out, like I'm untalented maybe, or like, having a hard time like becoming a star. And she's the most primed to be Nepo baby of all time, not that, I mean, she's had a very storied career. I'm not calling her an untalented Nepo baby, but in the context of this movie, it is funny, kind of like ironic casting.
Yeah.
She and the MC both won Oscars for their performances. Cabaret, huge,
pretty well deserved,
huge Oscar movie, won 8 against Godfather. In fact,
Jeez.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So good.
That's crazy.
Good thing you liked it, but it didn't win Best Picture. That's one of the things The Godfather beat it for. So, but it won like everything else. Like,
yeah, I trying to line up the two of them. That'd be so tough. I think I would also give Best Actor to Godfather.
Well, supporting. This is. You want to talk about that butterfly effect thing that we talked about before? Joel Grey could be argued has Al Pacino's Oscar for Best Supporting. Yeah, because Best Actor went to Marlon Brando for Godfather. So, but could be argued. Some people like Pacino more in the second one. Whatever. But he didn't win for either of them. Did
Pacino get his?
Not for.
Did he get it eventually?
Eventually, yeah, in the 90s. Yeah. For Scent of a Woman.
Butterfly Effect.
Yeah.
Now, who did he kick out? No, who did he kick out?
I think we talked
year?
About this, but let me see, because it is interesting. Hang on.
It is kind of neat, yeah.
Yeah, let me see. In 1993, 93, he was nominated for Supporting Actor and Actor. Scent of a Woman and Glengarry Glen Ross. They gave it to him for actor instead of supporting. Man, they should have given it. But okay, here you go. Okay, so the 65th Academy Awards. Was Unforgiven was the Best Picture winner, along with A Few Good Men, Howard's End, Scent of a Woman, and The Crying Game as nominees. So he beat out Robert Downey Jr. as Charlie Chaplin, Clint Eastwood in Unforgiven as Will Money, Stephen Ray in Crying Game, and Denzel in Malcolm X. So yeah, in theory, Pacino has Denzel's Oscar for that, but Denzel won an Oscar like the next year, right? So,
and then Denzel got it in Training Day, and then for
real. You're not wrong. This is how these things work. So yeah, but Best Actor, Supporting Actor that year was Gene Hackman for Unforgiven, which is now the time when I can say that this is the rhythm of the night.
Yeah, full disclosure for everyone on the pod there, we just want to let you know we're not holding anything back. We will eventually release all the bleeps. Oh, okay. Well, never mind then. Actually, zero disclosure for everyone on the pod. Disclosure Day is not today. It's
actually Disclosure Day is
whenever that movie comes
today.
out.
This episode comes out on the Friday that Disclosure Day comes out. So it is Disclosure Day.
It is Disclosure Day.
Do we have anything else you want to get out there while we're talking about it? The performance of Sally, I think she's like amazing. Like she's really, really crazy good in this role. Like her ability to play like someone unlikable, but you could still see why people like get along with her or like are attracted to her is really kind of cool.
Yeah, kind of magnetic, but unlikable.
Yeah. I think that's incredible. And she's obviously like super talented. The music and everything, like real crazy good. Totally a superstar.
Yeah. I mean, you talked about Liza Minnelli and Joel Grey, and I do think that like they were kind of like perfect here. I mean they were just awesome. Like loved seeing either of them on screen. Liza Minnelli does so well with like not just that, but like playing that sort of like more experienced woman to
Michael York,
friend, but at the same time,
Brian,
but at the same time, like to
Oh,
well, I mean, I guess
to
I guess
Landauer,
to Michael York as well,
to her, where she's like, you've been with a lot of men, yes, and she's like, oh, and she's like, oh, I'm sorry, my English is offending you, or what? It's a cute scene.
Yeah. But then like when she realizes she's like out of her depth, she's like, oh, he took my advice. She's like, oh, fuck, I gotta go. Like, I can't.
This wasn't what I meant.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it is what she meant, though, right? But like, I think she used like the exact words, like, "Nah, just pounce on her."
And then he went, "Oh, she pounced, or he pounced." Yeah, it's cute.
Yeah,
a lot of like,
it is cute. It's fun.
A lot of cute dialogue stuff, like when she's like, "Screw Max," and or he says, "Screw Max," and she's like, "I did," or "I am," and
he goes, "I am too."
or "So do I." Is really really funny, and like. I wish that they played that scene or like that shot for like 10% less of a laugh, because I think that the way that they like edit makes it play a little bit like a joke. And obviously it's the 70s, right? This movie's kind of got some comedic stuff in it. So I understand the like urge to make it more of a joke. Excuse me. But it is interesting. And like, this was the movie that, you know, I didn't actually know that it was as openly like LGBT themed. I thought Beau Travail was going to be the more explicitly one, but I was wrong. But so the idea of like being closeted, you know, during like the time of the fucking Weimar Republic, like, and being a bi man and like trying to kind of be out a little bit is pretty nuts. So I wish that if there was going to be more time spent on the psychology of these characters, Brian would be an interesting one to kind of spend more time with.
I like the time they've had.
Yeah.
Like, we get to see him navigate his sexuality, right? Where, like, at first he's like, no, like, listen, I've tried.
Yeah, I've been with 3 women before. It's like, it's not going well.
Yeah. But then, like, he forms, like, a genuine emotional connection with Sally, and he's like, okay, well, like, we have fun, and, like, they have on-screen chemistry, like, a couple of times.
That's true.
Yeah. There's the one scene where they're, like, drinking after Max leaves, and they're just, like, playing around.
Yeah.
It's fun. It feels like tender. It's like, oh, okay, like this is like a nice emotional moment here. Yeah. And like they do feel like, I don't know, they feel kind of like matched up. At least in like they can like get wrapped up in each other's worlds very effectively, right?
Well, why do you?
But then like everything outside of that.
No, go ahead. Finish your thought.
But then like it feels like everything outside of that, like the way that they approach like work, I guess, or like. I guess their sort of like life ethos are just so wildly different outside of that, right?
Yeah.
And you can already really tell that like just through the beginning of the film how like wildly different they are.
Yeah, from the very beginning.
But we get to see like But like it's nice to see Brian like he relaxes, opens up a bit, and then like they're obviously like emotionally entangled like by the time Max comes along, right? And like Brian is already kind of like jealous that like she has like suitors that she entertains, yada yada. And he's like, all right, well, fucking whatever. And then, like, Max is here and, like, willing to, like, give affection to both of them, right?
Yeah.
And like, I mean, I think I just think it's, like, a super interesting look at that, like, sort of relationship dynamic, especially as Brian gets, like, more sour about it, you know, like...
Well, that's what I was going to ask is, like, when they're having that, like, dance scene where it's the 3 of them at the Baron's mansion, and they're, like, all kind of, like, circling each other, or, like, their heads are all kind of pressed together, it feels like... they're all kind of like on the same page about like, maybe we make this like triple dynamic work. Why do you think the Baron like heads out and pays them the 300 pounds or whatever, the $300 that Sally's like, oh, professional hours, I see. Or where she says something like that.
Yeah. Fräulein Kotz. Yeah. Like we make it as much as Fräulein Kotz per hour. Yeah. I think a part of it is, I mean, he runs in Nazi social circles.
True.
Right? And I think it's just the understanding that like oh hey, like
I can't keep doing this.
I will be outcasted and killed if I'm like known to be fraternizing with a gay man, or like a bi man or whatever. Right.
They don't distinguish back then, honestly, probably, but yeah.
Yeah. He also, I think during the earlier like dinner scene, he's like kind of bemused by the way that like Sally and Brian behave. Yeah. Right. And it's very much so in the air of like one who knows better in these places, right? What was the movie? What was the Greenaway that we saw? Oh, the Cook the Thief, his wife and her lover. it's not, I don't know, there's no like real good one-to-one comparison I can make there,
sure.
right? But I think it, like, the idea that, like, as a viewer watching the Greenaway film, we understand, oh, these people are acting out of place, and, like, we have maybe not disdain for them, but we understand that, like, what they're doing is, like they're
boorish,
painted as, you know, like, boorish Slavish pigs who are, like, you know, ruining this fine establishment, right? And then here we're like, oh, okay, like, we get that, like, and it's just painfully obvious as she's trying to, like, integrate herself into, like, higher class society.
Very obviously. She's pretty uncouth about it, yeah.
Yeah. Whereas Brian, like, definitely is like, oh, I'm kind of fish out of water. Like, Brian is, like...
more realistic.
And at a few points during the film, like, he sort of, like, belies that maybe he, like, knows his station, I guess I'll say.
Totally.
And that's also a large part of, like... Yeah, it's also part of, like, why I like him as a character, because he's brave enough to, like, he's brave enough to, A, live how he wants to live, and B, like, speak up for what he believes in, even if he gets the shit beat out of him. Because it's like, he's like, alright, well, like, I'm just going to do that. But, like, fuck, I forget what point I was trying to make.
Because I had asked you, why does the Baron kind of exit stage left?
Why does that not work out? Yeah.
And you said that their conduct during
him like him like understanding his station is also understanding that as Weimar Germany, you know, the era of Weimar Germany is coming to an end, Nazi Germany is rising. He's like, I cannot be here. Like these people will kill me, you know. And so like I feel like he already he feels out of place there. And I feel like they're kind of like little argument when Max throws the shirt at him and everything. Just kind of drove Max to being like, all right, like, I could be killed for this.
Yeah.
I need to cut ties and leave. And then the money is, like, half hush money and half, like, affection money, I guess, you know? Where it's like, well, I still care for these people, and, like...
You don't think it's a fuck you? Oh, I kind of think it's a bit of a fuck you. Like, because he mentions having a wife, you know? So I feel like it's supposed to be, like... more, like, mocking, like... oh, you know, this wasn't real, like almost like a downplaying or like an insult. I feel it that way. Like, you know, if someone gives you money after sex, it's hard to not see that as like a bit of a kick, you know.
Well,
like, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I definitely, that's kind of like what I mean by like hush money is just that like, oh, like, you're not going to tell my wife. You're not going to tell like the Nazi authorities. Like, we're square here. And like to turn something that was, like, transactional like that is obviously going to be, like, it's like, okay, well, it is kind of a fuck you.
Yeah.
And also, for, like, the price at which it was done as well is also, like, a fuck you. And it's like, okay. Because they were, I mean, also, honestly, though, that's not bad. That's 6 months' rent, you know?
Yeah, that's true.
And like, they were paying a lot for rent. Like, they mentioned that their rent was, like, 50 marks.
Yeah.
Or like Sally was like, oh, like he's not gonna be able to rent it to anyone else for 50 marks. These shithole rooms. It's like, okay, so like we'll say average rent, 50 marks. You know, they're getting 300 6-month rent. That's not like that's not too shabby. You know, and we don't know how long their entanglement lasted. You know, like there's a lot of stuff.
And not you calling it an entanglement. They had a conscious uncoupling.
No, I don't know. It's just like
I hear you. It's mixed. I don't think it's clear cut. You know.
Yeah. I don't think any of them foresaw like the perfect throuple working, right? You know, like
Well, that's what makes it so interesting. Like the fact that they were willing to do this like kind of risky thing, not as like we're gonna live and we're gonna be out and we're gonna do what's best for us and fuck what's going on outside, but like in this kind of like, ooh, this is like escapism. I think that like, you know, it's almost like. It's almost symptomatic of the bigger thing of it feeling kind of, like them burying their head in the sand. It's this, it all.
Hey, Max is also escaping from the ball and chain, you know, as soon as they mention it to him, he's like, fuck, I gotta get out of here.
I'd like to talk just a little bit more about like the scenes in the club. I do like it. It looks like it smells like cum in there. Like, it just looks so gross. The fact that they make it look so nasty but it's not, you know, it's not like dirty, like you mentioned, the Cook the Thief. Like, that being like, literally like everything in there looks like fucked up, even though it's not really all that like whatever, decayed or anything. In here, it just looks like if you walked in and like put, you know, like did the like white glove test, like you would pull away and see like smoke and like bodily fluids and, you know, earwax or something. It just looks nasty.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it does look gross. Yeah.
And then the fact that all of those like little, you know, between the musical numbers and the, you know, kind of cutaway little bits of like, the two ladies, that song, or money, like they're all just like driving home like materialism, hedonism, escape here, escape right here, do not go outside. It's just, it's gross. It just feels really cloistering. And I think that's really effective.
Yeah. Especially when they're over, like these songs are over the chance of, at one point they're yelling like Jew, Jew, Jew.
Oh
like,
yeah,
whatever,
to
like,
the Fraulein, yeah, because they kill her dog.
Yeah. And it's like there's a couple of, I mean, there's also like with the beating, you can kind of hear it in the background sometimes. It's like there's a couple of scenes of that where it's like, oh, okay, like it is like the movie is like definitely like, hey, like these people are just ignoring what's happening under their feet essentially in some ways, you know. Yeah.
It's upsetting. It's an upsetting movie to watch right now. Apropos of nothing.
Yes. Yeah. Completely apropos of nothing. I do think that it is a very, I kind of want to say poignant film at this time to be able to look at and say like, oh, okay, right. Like,
it's so hard not to be like,
and the whole,
you know, that this appeals to the like, if the Harris were elected, we'd be having brunch right now crowd, which I don't love that like as a joke, but like it that's what this movie is it feels much more poignant or like much more concise in what they're saying about that. But
I don't know. I feel like it's very easy, like talking about like, oh, like they're burying their heads in the sand. I think it's, and even just the way the movie is sort of like shot around that, it's very easy to look back at the past and say like, oh, how could they not? Like, how could you not know? How could like this? How could this not have been stopped? Right.
Yeah.
But then I feel like this movie is, and maybe I'd be wrong on a rewatch. But I feel like it's kind to its characters in that regard, as like, oh, okay, well, like they may have like opinions that go against this, and they like, but none of them really have. It's
any sympathetic still. Like it's not punishing.
It's sympathetic, and none of them have any like stir or like political strength in order to like that they can muster. Anything. It's not as though like, and I think that like anyone within like an emerging fascist like culture or society or whatever, it's very, very difficult to like acknowledge it even, and like to even like be a part to like say like, oh hey, like no, like these things are wrong. I don't know. I think that takes something. You know, I think it's like kind of brave, and I think that like a number of the characters do kind of like, you know, I mean, Brian stands up to that. Max stands up to that. Like, I think it's like, you know, like, or Max doesn't stand up to the other guy who
Fritz, the other,
Fritz, yeah. Which also made me want to ask, what you posted a comment from a YouTube video.
Oh fuck, yeah, that pissed me off
in the group chat. Is this person referring to the Holocaust?
Yeah, so let me read it because let's just ruin this podcast. Let's just make this. I was after I finished.
This is insane.
After I finished watching the movie, I like looked up clips of the stage show ending, and like because I knew that the stage show ended like in creative ways, right? That there were like, you know, different interpretations of how you depict the end. You know, when the MC is walking off, you know, what do you do with that? And under one of them, there was like, it was a fog machine, basically representing like the gas chamber, right? Was the creative interpretation or whatever. And the comment, fuck this person. Like truly, like I hope this person died since they wrote this. How ridiculous, get a grip. How could any normal grown up have a reason to be warned about this? I'm guessing warned about, like, why are we still harping on this? Like, hey, like if you're doomed to repeat history. I think that's what they're referring to. Everyone needs to stop all this boo-hoo for something that happened before any of us were born. It is what it is and was what it was. Worse has happened to other groups of people, and you don't see them demanding all this treatment with kid gloves. What? Like truly, like I hope this person like woke up dead. I don't know what else to say other than this is unreal, like to put this on not just like any old Facebook comment on some like local news article, but like a YouTube video of a fucking production of this movie. Crazy, just crazy. Like, yeah.
Oh yeah. It's, and also just from reading it, right? And like, they don't mention the Holocaust. So like, I didn't see that until today, but like looking at that, I was like, oh, like, because like obviously this movie centers gay people. I was like, are they talking about like gay people?
No,
like,
it was literally
like,
a recreation,
a very persecuted group
of the end scene. Which is even worse, like because it's explicitly about like the Holocaust, like So wow, yeah.
It is also insane to be like, oh well, like worse things have happened. We should just never teach anything ever, and we should never ever think about anything.
Yeah, don't make me feel bad about anything that's ever happened. Also, like worse things have happened. Like maybe, but like that's up there.
Arguably, yeah. We're talking top 5 like, at least, 2 or 3 events in humanity. You know,
like that's a joke, but like I mean, for real, it just goes to show if it doesn't matter what you're reminding them of, if you're reminding them of something that like makes them feel uncomfortable, it's like time to get over it. It's crazy. These types.
That's the thing. That's the thing. Like you could point to this. You could be like, oh, like is this about gay people? Yeah. Is it about black people?
The disabled, right? Yeah, yeah. It could be anything.
Yeah. The disabled. Yeah, and it's like, oh, boo-hoo. Like, oh yeah, okay. Suddenly we have to be nice to other people because if we're mean to them, you know, if we allow people to be mean, millions of people die. Oh, boo.
You're saying I can't send my recruit out into the Salt Lick with a broken compass? Like, we want to coddle these snowflakes? Boo. Yeah.
Also, the phrase, before any of us were born.
It's nuts.
80 years ago! 79 years ago, bro! What are you talking about? Like, what are you talking about? Like, that's crazy.
Like I said, I hope that person woke up dead.
Hey, I do think that a large rise of, the technocratic West, and pushing for AI is to try to make a uncritical populace like this, where, well, why should we care about what's happened in the past?
Ricky?
Bad things happen sometimes. Oh well. And just completely remove cause from effect.
Ricky.
Entirely.
You're my brother.
Food shows up at the grocery store.
I love you.
Bad things happen.
I love you, man. You're my ride or die. You cannot fucking bring up AI on this episode. You can't do it.
I'm saying it fucking every ep. It doesn't matter.
I love you, man.
You'll never stop
please.
me.
My leg.
You'll pry the anti-AI.
My leg has
propaganda
a wound
from
on
my
it.
cold, dead, organic hands.
Okay. Do we want to...
You'll pull this anti-AI sign printed on paper from my hands. Anyway, what's up?
Do we have anything else we want to say about Cabaret? Not that we can't come back to it, but let's maybe pivot to Beau Travail now that we're an hour into this episode.
No, I do think I'm done with Cabaret.
Cabaret.
And we can pivot to
Cabaret.
Cabaret.
Did you have any concept of this movie? You mentioned that you had heard the word Travail before, but sorry. Okay, my bad.
And okay, so I will say I've heard the word Travail before, and I've heard Beau, and I thought Beau was a guy.
Sure,
right?
Like Beau is afraid.
Guy,
yeah.
You know?
Oh, you mean like you thought the word was meant guy, or
a male suitor is your beau,
sure,
right?
Which is true.
Like that's her beau, which is true, and that was actually in the New York crosswords like recently. I remember like because I remember like the fucking hint was like a male companion or something. I was like, oh, it's Beau.
Yeah.
I was like so happy with myself because of it. That's not what it means in French.
No, it means good.
Like I looked it up.
It means like good or like pretty. Yeah. Or nice.
Yeah. I don't know. I went into this with a different idea of what it was going to be.
Oh, interesting. What did you think it was going to be? Or because I thought you went in with no context usually. Did you require context?
It was you know what, that is true. I do try to go into things with no context. I did
just like based on the cover art.
A little bit of context.
Probably. You were like,
Not even the cover art. I was expecting, and like I knew that like you're recommending it for Pride Month.
Sure.
This movie is homoerotic. I was expecting it to be homoerotic in a different way.
Say more.
I guess is what I'll
say.
Say
more on that, Ricky. No. Don't choose your words carefully. It's fine. Just let them all out.
I don't... it's tough. This is like a very... I don't know.
Repressed movie?
Repressed movie. So like the guy whose like perspective we're following most of the time.
Sure.
The like...
Galoo.
not commander or like whatever that like
he's an officer,
mid-level lieutenant or whatever officer. He has like a weird
face because he's got one of the most interesting faces of all.
He's got a weird face, and he's got like a weird obsession with like the admiral or whoever the main guy is.
Yes, the commander, Bruno.
Yes, who everyone does. Everyone has like
everyone's like
thing,
love that guy.
Right?
Yeah, right.
Yeah. But like our weirdo. I mean, not weirdo, but like
he's a little weird.
He has that. But he's got like the. I'm just framing everything in terms. I don't know. I mean, this movie is like I don't know. Part of it is I don't want to say obsession multiple times because I keep thinking of the movie and like I feel brain rotted saying it. But he is like kind of obsessed with the main guy, and like Lane's holding up their bubbly. Very funny. That was like a smile. Yeah. That was like a smile reference there. Yeah.
When are they making Smile 3? The smile.
I don't know.
Smile.
You think that's gonna be Emile, or are they going to do like
Smil 3?
Smil 3?
What if it's Thmile? Like Thmile?
That'd be really good, actually.
I think it would be. Where is it? I want it to come out yesterday. TBA in development. Fuck you. Come on. Anyway, sorry, I completely derailed there.
No, you're fine.
He is obsessed.
But like,
he's totally obsessed. Yeah.
I mean, a part of that obsession is like, it's like, I can't remember whether it's jealousy or envy, but it's like, it's like, oh, okay. Like,
I'm sorry, envy? Detective? I'm sorry, we just...
Hello?
I've been doing that to Christopher for weeks since we saw that movie. I've just been texting him even, just like yelling like the Kevin Spacey police station. I'm sorry.
Excuse me, detective.
No, but he yells it. He screams it. Yeah. Anyway, I'm sorry. I've gotten really loosey-goosey.
Going back to that, it's insane that nobody in that fucking police precinct blinked the goddamn eye until he's like in the middle of the lobby screaming.
He's got like salad fingers.
All over
he's like holding up his cut off fingerprints.
Dude, everything from his chest down is just covered in blood. He's wearing pure white outside of that. It's like, bro, nobody came to the second look. They're like, it's the painter. Sure, whatever. Like, what?
Oh, this guy probably just executed some dogs. It's fine. Not a crime.
Yeah. This guy waltzes in. There's the smell of wet dog in the air, blood everywhere. He must have killed 85, 90 dogs to get to this point, you know? Shoes are just soaked in the shit, man.
Right. He's obsessed.
Dog hair matted in there. Anyway, but like, it leads him to like, have these moments of...
jealousy, like you said, yeah.
I don't know whether it's... Yeah. Like either jealousy or envy. And I don't know whether it's like, I need to prove myself as like better than them, or what. Like he's constantly pushing these new recruits, and I'm sure that's like a part of like the hazing ritual.
Sure,
like,
just like being part of the army. Right.
Yeah, and I mean it's the French Foreign Legion, right? Yeah. So they're like very like
removed.
Leave everything behind. Like this is your life from now on, right? But then like he fixates on the one kid,
Santan.
Yeah. And it's like. Is that partially because he's also attracted to the kid, or like
so
because there's definitely like he's got something there, like there, like it's not like a I don't know, it's a weird hate. It's not a very like straightforward. He's like I see what you're doing, like I see, and it's that like
I think
I don't know.
First of all, I think this movie is very inscrutable. I don't think that you're like I don't think you watched it wrong or anything, or like I think the first time I watched this movie I was like, a lot going on here. Not really sure how I feel, but I know I felt a sense of catharsis at the end. And it kind of like has lingered in my mind for the last couple of years since I watched it. And this time, knowing where it was going and like knowing a little bit more about like what the subtext was of like, oh yeah, he is into his, commander, but he also obviously has this like rivalry / sexual jealousy of this guy, of the new recruit. I think it unlocks a whole lot more on a second watch. So I don't like, I don't think that you're I don't think you're wrong for not necessarily like understanding. Like, I think this movie is intentionally very obscure, and there's no clear-cut answers even about like what his motivations are. You know, this movie has like 5 words in it, and like 10 of them are, you know, him just like saying names. But I think the idea is he has this like admiration and love for his commander, and then this young guy comes in, and not only is he like hot, but he's also good and like good at what he does. He's likable, and he's a little bit more chill and like fucking charismatic, right, than the others. Now, a low bar to clear, but everybody likes him, right? The commander likes him, his other compatriots, like the other troops, like him, and obviously the officer Galoo, not a fucking chill hang, like not a good guy, like, or not you know, whatever, good, bad, but like he's, you know, he's making his bed, he's ironing creases into his collar, he's like barking orders. He's obviously like so rigid and repressed. I think seeing
he's getting sand all up in that ass.
He
bro.
is,
like, I mean, like we see the grains all over.
He's into it, yeah. I think he sees this young guy come in who, you know, is not like broken and repressed in the same way, and he's like, oh, this is gonna fucking ruin my life because my life is over now that there's like this guy who can do what I can do better and be likable. Like, I think it's like a combination of like, I want to be him, and I want him, and also I hate him. Like, I think there's all of that wrapped up in it.
So, just to build on that, do you think that also adds to the, like, because there's got to be some self-hatred. The only, like, I mean, with the repression, there's got to be something there. Because it also kind of feels like he nukes his life a bit just to try to get to this guy, right?
I think...
Like, to try to kill him, I mean,
it's not exactly like, the most foolproof, like, way of like, trying to execute him, basically. So, yeah.
I don't even know how much it was, like, straight up like, oh, I am trying to kill this guy versus, like, I want this guy to suffer a lot.
Yeah.
Right? Which I know it's like thin line there, but like it's like, well,
I think he wanted him dead. I think he wanted him gone or dead.
He wanted him dead
because he even says like, "Oh, he probably ran off to Ethiopia," or so. Like he says something like that.
Over the mountains. Yeah, I remember. Like, I did see the compass, and it's like,
it's
oh,
all
okay,
fucked
like
up.
he like fucked with it or something, right? It's like the implication is like, okay, he fucked with it, and like that's why he's like getting sent back. Yeah. They're like, hey, you're getting court-martialed, like you fucked up, buddy. But like, that seems like again, like you said, it's like very, like, it's one of those, like, low reward, very high risk things where it's like, okay, well, what if he does make it back? What if he gets picked up along the way? What if his body is found by, like, any of the guys who are, like, they're running drills and shit in the desert? Yeah. It's like, what, you just don't, I don't think that his intention was to, like...
Yeah, there's self-sabotage
commit,
there.
Like, a perfect crime, or, like, have them murder. I'm not saying, like, oh, like, he's, like, going out of his way to be found out, right? But, like...
No, but I think, there's such narrow lanes that any of these people can act in, because there's, like, it's a culture that's, like, extremely regimented, and he, you know, even though he has more power over the troops, like, it's not like he can just be, like, go fuck off and die. Like, he can't, like, literally kill the guy and be fine with it. He doesn't manufacture a reason to send him out, but when he gets like an excuse to enact this, he pounds. Yeah. So he
throws that guy onto his father's couch, bro. Like,
so I think that's why it's like it's sloppy, because he's so eager to seize this opportunity, right? And so it's like he's like, yeah, I don't, you know, whatever, I can't think about the fact that this could end me, or, you know, devil may care, like, if it does end me, but, like, I have to do this, like, this is my one chance to, like, get one over on this guy that I love and can't stand at the same time. Love, whatever, lust after.
Yeah.
Love
or lust.
I think
all of us.
Yeah.
This is a world for me.
Oh my god! Holy shit. I think the setting of this, right, is also like. Did you ever play The Witness? The Jonathan Blow video game from, like, 2015? The Witness. It's like a puzzle game.
It's like a puzzle game?
It's like a walking sim, kind of.
I think I watched a playthrough of that, like, when it first came out. Yeah.
Do you remember, like, the puzzle mechanics? Spoilers, maybe, for The Witness, if anybody has not played that game. Not that it matters, it's a fucking video game.
I remember a few of them. I do remember them playing around with, like, the camera.
Yeah.
A couple of times. Like, Yeah.
Basically,
Yeah,
like, you start the game, and there's, like, panels, like, digital screens in the game, like, that you walk up to, and, like, your character, like, has to, like, draw, like, different, like, puzzles, basically. It has to solve puzzles on the screens, and that, like, unlocks new areas. And then at some point through, and you could, like, beat the game that way. And then at some point, maybe you notice or maybe you don't, you also notice, I'm spoiling this for you, Ricky, and the watchers, big spoilers, I guess. You notice that, like, the world can also be drawn on in the same way that you're drawing on these puzzle panels.
Yeah.
So it's like, it, like, recontextualizes, like, the whole game of, like, how you're playing it. And I think that, like, watching this through a second time of, like, oh, the way that the like, colonized people that they're, like, interacting with in Djibouti, like, the way that they all interact with them is almost reflective, or, like, even just, like, the presence of these troops is so, like, it's the end of an era of, like, regimented, like, extreme repression, like, to where now it's kind of, they're the like, town people or whatever, residents of the area that they're, like, on this base are kind of like, yeah, whatever. They're not threatened by these, like, troops at all. It feels almost like Galoo is being left behind. Like, not just by this, like, this dude, Santan, is, like, a symbol of this greater change, like, with the status of France in, you know, colonized Africa. Like, I feel like the second time I watch it, I was like, wait, yeah, they really do have, like, close relations. Like, he calls her, or they call each other boyfriend and girlfriend at one point, or you know, so, like, it's not like this threatening, like, you know, the way you would expect of, like, okay, the French Foreign Legion's here, and, like, it's a colonized area. It's not like that. You know what I mean? It adds, like, another layer of, like, complexity and meaning to it.
I get that. So 2 notes.
You're like, fuck that, actually, but
let me go through them.
Go ahead.
No, let me go through them one at a time. One game I think you'd really like. It's on Switch. Superliminal. Have you played?
Yeah, I have. I don't remember why I gave it up on
Love
it.
That game.
But I played it for a little bit. I might have beaten it.
I remember going over Zach's and, like, just being, like, blasted out of my mind. And we spent like 10 or 15 minutes doing, like, the intro puzzles.
Hell yeah.
And then, like, it opens up.
Yeah.
And, like, Zach was like, oh, fuck that, we're not playing this. And, like, I remember, like, seeing that, and, like, it was, like, right near the end. We probably spent longer than 15 minutes struggling with, like, whatever the beginning part was. But we got, like, to the end of, like, some, like beginning bit.
Yeah.
And, like, right before that, like, the game had clicked for me. And I was like, no.
I get it now.
I understand it now. Yeah.
Yeah.
And, like, I would have loved for... I probably will have to watch this movie again, because I would have loved for that to have happened
for this.
With me for this movie.
Sure.
Because I did watch it, and so for the watchers at home, I pushed back the recording time because I started it one night, and I got, like, half an hour into it, and I just, like, I wasn't as locked into it as I could have been, and then I was like,
I need to be locked in.
I wasn't like getting much from it, right? You do need to be locked in for sure. And I was like, oh, like, I'm not getting much from this. And, like, I was like, I'm not going to be able to talk about this. And then on the second watch, like, just to the first half hour, I was like, well,
I'm still not locked in. Yeah.
Still.
I think it's less that you have to be...
Well, I was more locked in, but I wasn't pulling much from it.
Locked in isn't the right approach for this movie. I feel like instead it's like, it needs to wash over you. Like, it needs to, like you know what I mean? Like, you need to, like, be meditated by or mesmerized by it almost.
Yeah.
Because, like, not a lot fucking happens in this movie. Like, I will be honest that this is a very slow movie. I totally understand people being like, there's nothing fucking happens in this movie. I get that. But, like, I think that once you see the way that the setting and, like, again, you get these like extreme regiments, like, of exercise and, like, brutal physicality. And then you see these, like, gorgeous shots of the ocean and, like, sand and mountains and the sky and, like, people swimming, and it's so naturalistic and free. It just, like, makes you realize, like, oh, all of this is about this guy, like, reflecting on this time in his life when he was so fucking, like, balled up and repressed that he, you know, and now he's thinking back and, like, idealizing these memories of, like, nature being free and open and how he could have had that. Like, it crystallizes. It's good, man. It's good.
Yeah. Did you notice anything with the dance scenes as well throughout the movie?
In the very beginning, I noticed, damn, this song would go so hard in Zumba. That was the first thing I noticed.
So, I was
like, this. If you play this in Zumba, I would be able to follow along immediately. Shaking
ass a couple of times in this movie.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
But the in the beginning, it's like everyone's like dancing with the camera almost.
Yeah.
It's very energetic, and you see a lot of the like townspeople, right? And then I don't remember whether there's like 2 or 3 more scenes of dancing before the very end.
In the nightclub.
But there's some. Yeah. And like as the movie sort of goes on, it feels like that sort of peters out. Like there's less movement, and they're not dancing with the camera as much as
with
like
each other.
The camera is like with each other, but the camera is like still and like a bit more removed from the situation. And so like I definitely took that as like he's like, as he's getting more and more like wrapped up with this guy, right? He is like sort of
honing
like
in,
this, like finding himself. Yeah, like he's distancing himself, I guess, from like
community
what he wants to be, or like yeah. And then that scene at the end is like the dam breaking, and I feel like that's like a lot of like, you know, the catharsis. You know, it's like oh well, like he like in many ways like who we see of him throughout the film is dead. Yeah, right.
That guy's gone,
dead and gone. Yeah, and it's just like this guy who we see at the end, and it's like, oh well, like what?
Yeah, this guy's ironing his bed sheets. Right. Like, what are we even talking about?
Yeah. And I don't know. I went to this one like dance class thing, which was it was like it wasn't really a class thing, but it was like it was just like a dance with like people, and it was like a guided dance. And like part of it was like, oh, like just dance as insane as you can, and they kept like bringing up they're like no, like you're a werewolf, like you're turning into a werewolf, like that sort of stuff.
Wait, where is
and
this?
Like some of the moves he was hitting, I was like, yep, I see it. Like I was like people like if a DJ really wanted that to happen, they would need to play this movie and then shuffle people into like a rave afterwards. You know?
The ending of this movie. So like I said, the first time I watched it, I was like, wow, this is really cathartic, and I'm not entirely sure why. But then this time, again, just had surgery, couldn't really even walk. I mean, still can't walk, but like haven't been out dancing very much. Like whatever, haven't been up to full snuff in 7 months at this point. Like I was like crying at the end of this movie. I felt such a like cathartic like fucking release watching this, and like just being like, that's gonna be me in a month after I get this after this shit's done, I will be out there like throwing myself on the ground. I told Christopher, I'm like, I'm gonna do kickflips with the scooter, like I'm gonna
dude, I mean, he was doing some like Zumba moves too, like just some of the footwork and stuff. I was like, ooh, I was like, dude, I could mimic that.
Calling
like,
them Zumba moves is funny. Like is so like demeaning to this like professional guy who like knows how to dance. Like he's a real like trained dancer. But no,
it's my only reference.
No,
point,
I get it. No, I understand. Me too. It's a great ending. It's just like one of the best endings of any movie ever made, ever. I think I just like, and this solidified it for me. But
I mean, I think it wouldn't make much sense on the end of other movies, but for this one, it's really.
I want to kill you. I wish you were in the rhythm of my night. But let's talk about something you mentioned, where it's like there's kind of homoeroticism in this movie. This movie's directed by a woman.
Yeah.
What do you think of the way that the men are shot in this movie? Bodies.
Lane, do you remember when we played with Priya?
Gay, straight, or homophobic? Yeah.
Gay, straight, or homophobic, yes.
Shout out Priya.
So I sent a number of JoJo's characters for that, right? Because I think they're perfect for it.
Every man in this does look like a crazy cartoon character, like in the face.
Every man in this looks like they could, like, any of these guys, you put in a flamboyant outfit, and boom, they're JoJo's character.
True,
you know?
I see that. I can see that for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
There are lots of interesting faces. Like, obviously, all these guys are super ripped, and, like, it's hard not to, like, look good when you're, like, playing on the beach, like, playing volleyball or whatever the fuck they're doing. Like, but at the same...
It's the Top Gun formula.
Yeah.
Haven't seen that movie, by the way.
Fuck you. I haven't either, actually. Cool twinsies. But I get...
Yes, you have. Banks loves the bass in that movie, doesn't he?
He loves the bass in Top Gun 2. Yeah. Maverick. That's a good story. When we watched that movie for the Oscars, we watched it at home, and, like, Bankruptcy, my cat... Do people know that my cat's name is Bankruptcy on this podcast?
Hopefully. Well, I mean, now they
know. So normally he doesn't even pay attention to the TV or the speaker, but for some reason, the plain sounds in Top Gun Maverick got him to stand, like, 2 inches from the subwoofer on the floor, and just like he was just like staring into it, like full face on. It was crazy. The only time I've ever really seen him do that.
He was locked
in.
He
was. Yeah, he's like, I love the homoeroticism in this.
Yeah.
But no, it's hard not to look like beautiful and picturesque in a movie like this that's shot this way. But the specific time spent on, not just like the crate, like compare this movie to like, what's another like military movie that we've seen? I don't want to say Apocalypse Now because that's not the right like comparison, but have we seen another movie?
Sicario.
Which one?
Sicario.
I'm thinking more like
tight-knit groups of guys. No.
Just like, is there a movie about like men troops? I guess not really. Like, we haven't watched like a movie about guys training, like Full Metal Jacket or something like that. We haven't watched anything like that.
No, yeah.
So, but like when you think of like a movie like, we're showing the troops kind of getting into shape and they're going through their drills and they're jumping and doing push-ups and shit. It's like the focus is on like, okay, look how disciplined they are and look at how machine-like they are and how strong they are. And in this movie, they're like, look at their muscles ripple. Like, look at the way that they're like, they're grabbing onto each other.
That's a part of, I'll say...
There's a lot of stretching and like flowy
like,
stuff too. They're like, yeah.
A lot of the stretching stuff, the underwater scene
is crazy.
It's like,
it's so beautiful.
Like,
yeah.
That's beautiful. I think for a reason. That's like borderline fetish content.
Is.
Like, bro,
it totally is.
Like,
yeah. No, it's
yeah.
People, people talk about the male gaze and this movie, being kind of like shot with a female cinematographer as well. Like I think people can say that this is the female gaze, which raises interesting questions about like, can a movie about homoeroticism be shot through the female gaze? What does that mean, etc.? But like at the end of the day, right? Like you're still seeing men in a way that they're not normally portrayed on screen.
Yeah,
it's cool. I mean, it is almost a little fetishistic of like just like the way that she focuses on like these long scenes of them like jumping up over concrete walls and like doing kind of Tai Chi type like stretches and shit is really, I mean, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
But yeah.
As the movie goes on as well, I think the impact of the training or like the real world like effects of their training become like more removed from what they're training for, because like in the beginning,
they're training for nothing, right? Like they're
sort of they are training for nothing.
Yeah.
I get it is all art, right? But like at least in the beginning, they're clearing like abandoned buildings or whatever. It's like and like we get to see like the townspeople sort of like giggling at them almost. You know, they watch every now and again. They sort of like laugh at them. They're like, okay, the guys are back at it. But it's like at least there, it's like, oh, okay, like I kind of get that there's like a purpose behind this, and then they're like, all right, well, we need shirtless knife fights. It's like, okay, guys, shirtless knife fights. Okay, sure, I could see how you could lose your shirt, but you still have your knife. You need to fight a guy. Fine. And they're like, we need underwater knife fights, and it's like, okay, guys, I'm sort of, I don't know the practical applications, and then they're like, all right, now we're just gonna run at each other and hug really hard, and then back up, and I'm like, okay. Guys,
so
we're kind of losing the plot with the whole fighting thing here. No?
I mean, I feel like it might be a trust exercise or like a way of like letting out, steam is supposed to, like, not so much like that we're training to hug, but more like get your aggression out or like get your, get comfortable with your troops.
I'm not so much making an astute observation here as just silly joke.
Oh, okay. Okay, cool. But you're not wrong. It does become more abstract as the movie goes on, which is part of the beauty of it.
And more physical, and like I don't recall when the like hand-on-hand knife fighting happens, but like that is like very, it's like they're using real knives, and that is very much so like, I don't know. I mean, you see people, like, you see guys doing that nowadays when they're getting into like judo or whatever, because it's like, oh, okay, it's a great physical exercise, gets you fit, and like. Yeah. Does it have, like, quote-unquote practical applications? Sure.
Right.
But, like, I don't know if you've ever heard, like any military advice about, like, approaching a knife fight, but it's
like,
just,
don't,
like,
basically.
It starts and ends with
don't do it.
Yeah. It's like, if the other guy has a knife, get the fuck out. Like,
keep
even if you have a knife, get the fuck out. Like, don't...
No one wins a knife fight, is I think how the saying goes. Like,
right, yeah, very much so. Which is why it's, like, it's kind of ironic and funny that like they're training for knife fights with real fucking knives and like throwing each other. Yeah. It's like dangerous, and it's I don't know. I mean, it's I don't know.
Well, they have to like.
There's a lot about this movie I don't know.
They have to manufacture danger, right? Because they're not really fighting anyone. Yeah. Like the foreign legion's like gonna be out of colonial Africa pretty soon around this time. Like so they have to manufacture like more and more ridiculous ways of like training. They got to dig holes.
Not to tie this to Cabaret.
Yeah,
but it's the German fencers, you know, who at the time would scar each other's faces, but they weren't sparring accidents. They were cutting each other up for fun. It's like, okay, cool, you know.
Yeah.
But it is this like very, and I think also that was super homoerotic of those guys. Like, there's no way that it wasn't. Right? Sure. They're dressed to the nines in Hugo Boss, cutting up a bro's face at night, tending to his wounds. There's something happening there, and so
honestly, I think the thing I'm most surprised about is that you were able to pull Hugo Boss, like that was like that you knew Hugo Boss was a fashion designer and is the one that did the Nazis. Like, it's pretty crazy. Anyway.
No, but I do think it's like, I do think these movies are kind of jointly linked like that. I mean, like you mentioned earlier, just with the whole
setting. Yeah.
Setting.
Yeah, I'm smart.
That small detail. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. There's something else I wanted to say about homoeroticism, but I'll circle back to it when I remember. In this movie specifically, not just like in general.
I mean, if you want to talk about homoeroticism, you can talk about it all day if you want to. No movies needed.
Thanks, Lane.
I don't have much else to say about this movie. I mean, it's a banger. The ending's amazing. It's mesmerizing. It's so interesting. This type of like psychological complexity is very much more interesting. Even there's like so many blanks to fill in. Even like in the plot, you don't see everything, and it's already filtered through what's obviously like memory. And so like even that, like, it's subjective in a way that you can't 100% trust what's going on. I kind of like that this movie's got a little bit of like, it needs to be unlocked to it,
Yeah. Yeah, you do like a mystery. You like a puzzle.
I do like a puzzle.
You like being able to draw on
I was about
not
to
only
say
the walls
that.
At the beginning, but then all over the entirety of the game.
It's true. I do. Do you have anything else to say about Beau Travail?
No, just that I have to sit with it more, and like, it is a good hang. I don't know, man.
Watch this movie like on a Sunday morning. Like, watch this movie or like a nice like summer morning. Open the window, put headphones in, vibe out, try it out, do it. Yeah.
And again, I liked it, but like, it is very like meditative, sort of reflective, and I think that's what a large part because of, like you said, it is kind of, and I guess that's more evident on a rewatch. It is like a memory,
sure.
and you framing it like that does make more sense. It sort of like gives me a little bit to like recontextualize off of, but I don't know. It's a fun movie. I still like Cabaret more though.
You're allowed. You're allowed. Different strokes, right? As they say.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Next week, Ricky, it's another double feature. It's still Pride Month.
Yeah.
We
so it is.
Are going to watch Happy Together from 1997, directed by Wong Kar-wai. Our In the Mood for Love, past director, and a little movie. I don't know if you've heard this one. It's a little obscure, but I figured it would be good for us to like go a little bit off and like something a little more
going to be
auteurist, like a little art house kind of thing. It's called Fight Club from 1999, directed by David Fincher.
Super Mario Brothers.
No, fuck
Galaxy.
off.
Gotcha.
Yeah, we're gonna rewatch the Mario movie for Pride Month. No, we are watching Fight Club. So, Happy Together and Fight Club. Fight Club from David Fincher, director of but yeah. So two movies, both alike in dignity.
Cool. I've read bits from Fight Club. That was one of the movies, or not one of the movies, but like one of the books that my high school English teacher was big on.
Cool.
So like I've read excerpts from it.
Tough hang.
But I've never.
We'll talk about Chuck Palahniuk next week.
I've never gone through the whole movie.
Yeah.
So part of the thing is, the reason my teacher would teach the book instead of the movie is because he was like, "Listen, Chuck Palahniuk, you guys can watch the movie. Chuck Palahniuk has some interesting ideas that he puts on screen. You guys can watch it, form your own opinions. Here's the parts of the book that we're going to be focusing on. Like, I really respected him for that. But and don't poison this well for me. I'm going to go into the movie and I want to see if I can find what he maybe found so distasteful. Okay. Just off the watch.
I will not say anything else. No, I'm going to poison the movie. I'm going to poison it one way, which is this movie has the proof that sometimes a man is only handsome because of his hair. And it's because I'm not going to say anything else.
Wait. Can I just ask Edward Norton?
I'm not going to say anything else.
It's not Brad Pitt.
I'm not saying anything else. Okay. We'll talk about it. I'll put a pin in it. Take that little pin out of your little pin cushion that you've been using for sewing. Put it in the podcast. We'll revisit next week for Pride Month. Happy Together. Also, Wong Kar-wai. Excited for that one too. So
yeah,
cool. All right.
Yeah, I wanted to watch more Wong Kar-wai.
Fuck yeah. Well, now's a good chance.
Awesome.
Brother, cuéntamelo todo. Saluda a tu gente.
No, yo lo que quiero es pedir a ver si tú me pones una canción.
Claro que sí, mi brother, la que tú digas.
Sí, yo quiero que tú me pongas la canción que dice, ¿esos son Reebok o son Nike?
¿Esos son Reebok o son Nike?
Sí.
Pero, ¿cómo se llama?
¿Son Reebok o son Nike?
¿Esos son Reebok o son Nike?
A ver, compláceme, que me gusta mucho esa canción. Está muy pegada esa canción.
¿Esos son Reebok o son Nike? ¿Será esta, brother? ¿Será esta?
Esa misma, bre, esa misma es. Esa es.
Cuídate, mi hermano. Hay que complacerlo.
Oh yeah, the rhythm of my life.